We are live
All right.
streaming.
We're live on the stream. About to hit the open for the radio, so stand by.
Gee, I gotta change. I gotta change into my jeans. Look, you know.
Banquet tonight?
No, banquet ain't until Sunday.
Oh, okay. Sunday. Oh, you gonna hang a little bit.
We supposed to be going to the don't laugh at me. We're supposed to be going to the Clemson BC game.
Okay.
I'm like, be still my heart. Be still my heart.
All right. I haven't done anything in this studio in what seems like a week now, so let's see if I remember how to do this stuff.
That's right. You ain't been in there. I forgot you weren't there yesterday.
You know, when the Tigers play in the postseason. Anyway, here we go. We're live in 5, 4, 3, 2.
This is the M Zone.
And welcome to the M Zone. Jamie Morris. I'm live in Ayer, Massachusetts. And then you got Matt the Hitman Missler in Ann Arbor.
Can I get a shot?
He's always there. And then on top, my man, Big Sweet himself, he's sweeter than candy, baby. You gotta know that. Larry
Lovely
Lee.
day. Lovely day. Lovely day.
Hey, Big Sweet.
It's beautiful weather.
Your boy ain't been here for a week.
I know, man. He got to get readapted to everything, man. Hey, the knob that says V, that stands for volume.
Hold on.
The B stands for bass.
Okay.
C stands for treble.
Okay, hold on. What's this button do? Okay, that's what that one does.
Okay, yeah.
About this one.
Family.
Okay, that's what that one does. Okay.
And then the slide thing is the fader that brings it up and down. You got
it. That's how that board. That's how it works. Okay.
That's how it works. Yeah.
That's enough lesson for me today. I guess I can't comprehend how to handle phones, so we'll just have to err on that caution there.
Thank God for the Miz, man. The best in the Bizzler.
Exactly. Very, very best in the Bizzler. Hey, I'm live here in Ayer, Massachusetts. And it's not just a reunion for the Hall of Fame. The 85 class is having a reunion. The 1950 class, I don't know how many are gonna be here, but they having a reunion. You got all kinds of people running around Ayer, Massachusetts and doing their thing too. So it's kind of cool, you know, but I told you guys, I cheated a little bit and looked on Facebook at some of the players that I used to play with so I could recognize them. You know what I'm saying? Just in case. I think
know,
they should do the
people
same
change and look differently.
Right. People do change. So, I mean, everybody I saw like 10 former players that, dude, you ain't changed a bit. I'm like, I changed a little bit. I mean, I'm a little older. I mean, I know I'm that.
So were you a running back in high school or something else?
I was a running back and a cornerback for high school.
Okay.
In high school, yes.
Got it. Okay. And when you say Ayer, Massachusetts, you say AIRE?
AYER.
AYER. Ayer. Okay.
Ayer, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. All right.
So,
and that's a suburb of Boston?
No, it is between Worcester and Boston.
Worcester
and Boston.
Okay. Stop saying Worcester. It's Worcester. Worcester.
So is Lynn, Mass somewhere around there?
Lynn is around here. It's over there by Boston, but I mean it's around.
Okay, my college
Lynn,
roommate was from Lynn.
Is around. Yeah.
Okay. Lynn, the city of sin. You don't come out the way. How'd it go? Wait a minute. Lynn, the city of sin. You don't come out the way you went in, or something like that. They got some kind of phrase that goes with Lynn, Massachusetts. I learned that in college from my roommate. And you know, my youngest
out to Lynn.
Yeah, I've been to Lynn. I've been to Lynn 2 or 3 times. And you know, my youngest daughter is a UMass grad. She's UMass. Emma's.
There we are. There we are. Right there. Right there.
Yes, there's Ayer. There's Ayer right there, and then you had southeast, and there's Beantown right there.
Boston.
Okay.
Yeah, there's Boston.
There's Concord right there. There's Boxborough.
Concord, yeah.
Where's Foxborough at? Is Foxborough near Boxborough?
Yeah, go south a little bit. Go south. Go down south.
Okay.
You'll see Foxborough down here. There it is. You see it?
Well, no, I see Southborough.
No, Foxborough. You got to go towards go back towards Boston a little bit.
Boston.
Foxborough.
Go south. Go south. Go south.
South.
It should be coming.
There we go.
There you go. See? That's where it is.
Okay, there we go. So that's where the Pats play. That's where the Pats pull off upsets against the Bills. Gotcha. Okay.
Exactly.
Where's Amherst? Amherst.
I mean, it's go south a little bit more. Amherst is a little south.
Oh, okay. Further south.
Down. Further south. Stop. It's right.
Okay.
Do you see it?
Somewhere in there.
Right there.
Okay.
That's in
that area.
Where my cursor's at.
And you know what I didn't realize until I went one time is what's the name is Massachusetts? What's the island over there? You take the ferry over. You know, the town where a lot of well-to-do African Americans go. What's it called?
Oh, you talking about the Cape Cod over on the Cape?
Well, not Cape Cod. It's another. What's the other word for? I mean, oh man, I almost said it. I can't believe.
Go back the other way. Go back over there towards the islands, Niz. Go down, right over here.
Got Martha's Vineyard right there.
Martha's Vineyard.
Martha's Vineyard.
There you go.
I didn't realize Martha's Vineyard is Massachusetts.
Yes, it belongs to Mass. We got it.
Yes. Okay, got you. Okay.
How the hell do you get? How the hell do you get over there? You take
the
ferry to get over there.
You take the ferry over there.
A beautiful ride. And then they while you're taking the ferry, they show you that corner there, the Kennedy compound. Something Bunkport. Kenny Bunkport. And that's where the Kennedy complex and all that. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful ride, man. Beautiful ride.
And learn a little bit more and more about Jamie's history and everything like that.
I know. Up in Boston, and he ends up in Ann Arbor. How about that?
Yeah, it goes from Ayer all the way to from Ayer just outside of Boston and whatnot, all the way to Ann Arbor. So
they both begin with an A. Get it? They both have an A in it. See?
Well, you bypassed Syracuse. You didn't do Syracuse.
No. I don't look good in orange. I didn't look good in orange, bro. Some people look good in orange. Wait a minute. Orange has a lot of vibrations in that because you don't want to be in orange because a lot of brothers in orange they picking up garbage on the highway. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that kind of orange.
That kind of orange. You're talking jumpsuit orange.
We got the shiny wristbands and anklets.
Exactly. Exactly. I don't want that kind of orange anyway. So I'm not orange. I'm not an orange guy. I'm sorry.
All right.
Now I know, Jamie, you gotta dip out at about 5:00 today because you got all the festivities over at the high school and everything like that. And for the 5:00 hour, we'll get everyone hyped up with some of the coaches' audio that we got from earlier in the week from Sharon Moore, Tony Alford, and Lou Esposito. Maybe we'll get one or two of the players in. But usually 5:00 hour, we do our pick'em segment. So I figured you wanted to do that early before we get to the nuts and bolts of our.
I do want to do that early.
Okay, well, we can get that knocked out early. People can still vote on our Twitter at MZoneWTKA is where you can get that. It's still up until about 5 o'clock. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and knock this out real quick.
Before you get started, the Golden Bachelor is a Wolverine.
That's right.
Exactly.
My boy Mel Owens, man, my draft mate. He's the Golden Bachelor.
Oh my God, are you really going to be a fanboy right there with this?
No, my wife is the biggest fan of Golden Bachelor, and when she found out he played at Michigan NFL, came out in the '81 draft, that's all I can hear. Mel Owens. Well, Mel's cool. We all love Mel. No Mel, but he's the Golden Bachelor, man. That's another feather in Michigan's cap.
Well, yeah, I mean, naturally, that's natural. See, I don't even. That doesn't faze me.
Oh, it don't. You know,
it don't bother him. It's like, yeah. I know about that. Also, I mean, the one thing that does ruffle his feathers though is when you constantly remind him that he is still the NFL record holder for most carries in a single football game. So that ruffles his feathers.
The thing I remember about Mel in our draft was when Mel Owens went number 9 to the Rams. We were like, huh? Mel Owens first round? Huh? But he ended up being a good player and everything and all of that. But we were all kind of shocked. But okay, I'm sorry to get us off track. Let's get back to the pick.
Miz, go with it.
We're starting to bet up again. 5 games to note, including Michigan. We get ours in early. People can still vote MZoneWTK on Twitter. First game, this one may not mean much to any of you guys, but this one has great opportunity for the group of 5 in the college football playoff. Number 24, South Florida, heads over to Stone Cold Steve Austin country, take on the North Texas Mean Green, and they're favored by 2.5. Tonight at 7:30 on ESPN2. Jamie Morris, who do you like between the Bulls and the Mean Green?
I'm taking the Bulls. I'm going with the Bulls, the visiting team. I think the Bulls, they've had a strong schedule, and they've taken on some teams. So I'm gonna go with the Bulls. I know North Texas is good and they can play, but I'm going with the Bulls.
All right, Big Sweet, who you like out of this group of 5 matchup?
This was a little tough for me because I'm not familiar with both of them that much, but I'm gonna do the fan thing and go North Texas because Mean Joe Green comes from North Texas, and I'm going with Mean Joe Green and North Texas, and they're 2.5-point favorites.
I'm going to go with the Fighting Stone Cold Steve Austin's here. Steve Austin, pro wrestler, Hall of Famer, a North Texas alum, by the way. I think the home squad, has got this one just by an edge, though. That would take us to when football games really matter. That is big noon kickoff down in Champaign, Illinois. Number 1, Ohio State at number 17, Illinois. It's the Battle of the Illabuck Trophy. Big Sweet, who do you like in the Battle of a Wooden Turtle?
I got to go OHIO.
All right, Jamie Morris.
I'm going to take that team down north.
That team down north. You don't want to say it, do you?
Down. You can't even say it.
Can't even say the right direction.
Can't even say it right
direction.
I know.
I don't care. That team down north.
OH. Let me help you out. OHIO.
Actually, I'll help you out even more with this one, Jamie.
Hey, not so fast.
Not so fast, my friend. Ohio State has not looked as impressive as many people think. I think Illinois is going to be playing with a lot of, I believe the phrase is called piss and vinegar. Give me Illinois in the upset at home.
I don't see that. I don't know about that, Miz. You just you just looking at the distance between you and me. You're like, I'm gonna give him one back this time. I'm gonna take North Texas. I'm gonna take North Texas, and he's gonna win. And then I'm gonna take.
Honestly, I've stopped with the whole season thing because it's just we've been up and down, left and right with everything.
Right.
But the next game on the docket in the Big Ten out west, 3:30 on CBS. Number 7 Indiana takes on number 3 Oregon and Eugene, both undefeated. Jamie Morris, who you like in this one?
You got. got to show me. And they say Indiana State. You better show me.
I'm assuming out of all the bleep bloop blops that just came up, you said Oregon.
I'm sorry, I did. It's Oregon.
Okay.
I had a feeling, especially when I saw this as well too. Big Sweet, who you got?
I gotta go Oregon. I gotta go whack 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 the Ducks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Puddles on this one. Give me the Oregon Ducks to continue on with this one. I should be a high scoring game. 53.5 seems pretty low in that over under. I'm not gonna lie to you. That seems
53. Wow.
Yeah, over under 53.5 seems low for those two squads.
Wow.
Also at 3:30, it's the Red River rivalry, formerly called the Red River Out. Number 6, Oklahoma, a 1.5 point favorite against the Texas Longhorns down at the Cotton Bowl in Texas. The word still is not confirmed whether John Mateer will play for Oklahoma, but it seems like he's trending in the right direction for this big game. 3:30 on ABC. Big Sweet, who do you like in the Red River rivalry?
This is tough because if the quarterback was there, no doubt, I'd go Oklahoma all the way. But since he's not back, I got to consider what's going on. And then they're only a 1.5 favorite. Yeah, they're in Dallas. Okay. Give me Texas. Give me Texas.
Tejas. All right. Jamie Morris, who you like in this one?
Don't take Oklahoma, man. You know, Oklahoma they still have everybody else. So I like what they're doing.
All right. I heard Oklahoma, and I kind of agree with this. I think John Mateer should be good to go by 3:30 tomorrow, 2:30 local time. So I'll take Oklahoma.
Can I put an asterisk by my guess? If the quarterback plays, it's Oklahoma. If he doesn't play, it's Texas.
I'll put an asterisk next to it, but I'm still keeping you locked in with Texas.
Okay.
A battle of the Big 12 coming up at 10:15 at night. Number 21 Arizona State travels to Utah, the Salt Lake City, to take on the Utah Utes. Surprisingly, Utah is heavily favored, 8.5 on this one. Jamie, who you like between the Sun Devils and the Utes?
I'm gonna go with the Utes.
All right, Big Sweet.
Why is Arizona State ranked and Utah is not ranked, but they're 8.5 point favorite? Why is that?
Well, I think, Utah being at home, they both had the same record. I think with Arizona State, their only blemish was to Mississippi State, and Mississippi State hadn't looked all too terrible since that game. But again,
I'm going to go with Utah. I'm going to go
Arizona State on this one. I think this one's going to be a tough game to really kind of determine how this one pans out. But I'll go ASU on this one on the road. I think it ended up being a really tight contest. That takes us to the big game tomorrow. Number 15, Michigan travels to Southern California to take on USC. They are a 2.5 point favorite in this one. Jamie Morris, who you like in that one, and what's your final score for that game?
I got Michigan, and I got Michigan winning the game 35-21.
All right, Big Sweet.
Ooh. Give me Michigan. Give me Michigan 24-21.
I think it's going to be a very respectable game as well. I think Michigan does win this one. It's going to be a low score, not a low scoring game, but it's going to be a tight game. I do think it comes down to a late Dominic Zavada kick to catapult Michigan over the Southern Cal Trojans. Give me Michigan winning this one 31-28 on the road, and it's a big marquee helmet game, as Doug Karch mentioned on the airwaves on Saturday last week. So with that being said, Jamie, I'm going to go ahead and get our next guest on the phone so that we can see what we got coming up here weather-wise, my friend.
Okay. All right, Big Sweet. Philadelphia took it on the chin last night, brother. The city of Philadelphia took it on the chin.
How about man, you know what? My Eagles, man. What's going on with my Eagles, man? I got them. I had them scheduled to run it back.
Yeah,
I don't know now.
They still can't look it. They still can. They just got to get themselves back together. They got to get back together.
The offense has just been mediocre, man. They're not utilizing their weapon. Maybe they're
They can't figure it out. They don't know if they want to throw the ball, if they want to run the ball, what kind of team they're going to be. Just be the team that you're made of. I mean, they got to develop. That's
kind of been the question floating around the continent, this U.S. is what's the number one team? The Lions are ranked pretty much as everyone's got the Lions the number one team in the league.
Right
now.
Everybody pretty much have them. I mean that's the truth. That why wouldn't they be?
Yeah, they're scoring more points than that they're getting down, and Stewart has the defense playing. So who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, Ms. mentioned that we had we got that game tomorrow night in Watts, the city of Watts, and we're gonna see how that is. I'm talking about the game. I'm talking about weather. Now we need to look at the weather that's going on in LA Coliseum. Okay. I'm sorry, the LA Coliseum. And Gary Rizzo is here with us. Gary, what's the weather going to be?
It's going to be very pleasant down there. Good afternoon, everybody. There's fair skies right now. Yeah, and it's 85 degrees today in downtown Los Angeles, but tomorrow it'll be a little cooler, just a weak front's dropping through. And it's going to be dry. I haven't really changed my outlook much since Monday. Really, the normal high there is 79, so bear that in mind. Normal low is 61. The record high is 100, and that was 2015 and 1971. 42 is a record low that was set back in the 19th century. For the early risers, sunrise 6:55 local time, and sunset 6:24 with the kickoff scheduled for 4:46 local time. So the first half will be played with sunshine and lowering sun, and then the sun will be setting around halftime or so. Weather forecast in general will be a cloudy start to about 10 a.m., and then the clouds will fade very quickly. So by noon, it'll be mostly sunny. It'll stay mostly sunny all afternoon, and the high will be 78 degrees at 4 o'clock local time again. And at kickoff, down a degree. So I'm calling for 77 degrees at kickoff, pretty close to that normal high, low humidity. It's never really that humid there. Southwest wind at 8 to 10 miles an hour, again, at kickoff. And then when the sun sets, the temperatures will drop, but it'll be 69 by the end of the game, mostly clear, with a light south wind at 3 to 5 miles an hour. So a very pleasant, kind of typical Southern California day. And by the way, I am watching the weather right now up in Seattle, and they're getting a few showers right now for the Tigers game, which will be at 8:08 first pitch here, 5:08 on the West Coast. But they've got some rain now, and there's another that'll go through. It's mostly light rain. About the next hour, it'll shift to the north. And there's another little batch to the south again. So I would expect to see a few more showers before the game starts. And then it'll be mostly cloudy and mostly in the mid-50s up there. So it's not going to be overly warm, but the showers will come and go. And there's a slight chance of some rain during the game. Again, mostly on the light side. Light enough where they could probably play through it. So that's how it's looking for Seattle for the Tiger game.
And that's usually,
Gary, go ahead.
I was going to say that's usually typical for Seattle, correct?
Yeah, it's still the dry season, but there's a big storm system right off the coast. So we are getting on the threshold of their cloudy, wet season. It's probably starting a week or two earlier. So that, because even like next weekend, there's going to be some more rain, off and on rain up there. So yeah, it's kind of starting, especially this year with the way the atmospheric conditions are like in the Pacific Northwest. So yeah, it's not too unusual. but their best warm weather days are now behind them.
Nice, Gary. That is good. That's good news for all of us, man.
Yeah, I like it. So if the Tigers get through tonight, then we can concentrate on the future. But we don't want to jinx it. And the U of M game at USC is going to be in ideal weather, close to normal, upper 70s in Southern Cal, and not much of a wind factor. It's usually out of the southwest anyways on any given day this time of year up there. So not overly dry, not overly warm. And I like Miz's pick for the score, 31-28. So if I had to pick the U of M game, I'll ditto that with what Miz picked. I like 31-28. That's above the over and under from what I saw, and we beat the point spread because we're 2.5-point underdogs.
Yeah, I think I don't know why. To me, I was talking with someone earlier today about that game, and I think the one of the biggest keys to that game is got to be trying to contain Maivia and his style of offense. I think if they can look at the film that they had against Oklahoma with John Mateer and try to make adjustments from that game in comparison to tomorrow's game, I think that will definitely be one of the biggest keys for victory tomorrow for Michigan. But I think all in all, the rushing offense for Michigan is a heck of a lot better than USC's rushing defense. So it should be a fairly manageable game for the two-headed duo of Law and Order in Justice Haynes and Jordan Marshall.
Well, one thing, fellas, don't forget, in the Oklahoma game, Barham was out the first half because of that targeting call from the game before. So he gets to play the whole game, and we also have Rod Moore back on defense. And he might just be able to pick off one or two passes. So we'll keep our fingers. So those are two wild cards that we didn't really have for the Oklahoma game. So if you want to compare apples and oranges, I think that's a big plus for Michigan, especially on defense.
That's a good point. That's a real good point.
Yeah, what say you guys?
I agree with you. I agree. That's a good point, and I didn't think of it. That's awesome.
Yeah, same here. Every little bit helps, you know.
Now,
yes,
Gary, because I know we're hitting a break here in a second. I was busy in conversation with Derek doing some things behind the scenes. Did you give a forecast of what things look like tonight in Seattle? In case I missed it.
He did, but go ahead.
There's some rain up there now, a little band of showers passing through, and there's another band to the south that's moving north. So I expect a few showers before the game starts, because don't forget, we still got 4.5 hours for the first pitch. So we'll clear that out, but there's a lot of cloudiness, and I would expect a sprinkle or a light shower or two during the game, mid-50s and south wind about 5 to 10 miles an hour. So about a 60% chance of a little more rain during the game, and rather coolish, but not overly cold with a light wind. So dress for a rain, wear the parka. Any fans listening out there that's listening on the live button for WTKA and they're in Seattle, they probably know they'll expect a few light showers during the game tonight.
And of course, pregame coverage at 7:40 right here on WTKA.
Well, I'll tell you this: you guys are used to it here. But the crowd in the big house, when the LA Coliseum is crowded and loaded and full, it's an awesome, on a sunny day, 75, 80 degrees. It's a beautiful place for football. Beautiful place for football. And you guys are used to it here, though. You're used to it. But that's the West Coast version.
We're spoiled.
To give you an idea, it's the West Coast version of the big house.
Sounds good. It sounds very
true.
picturesque. It'll be nice to watch on TV, and I'll be wearing my maize and blue and keeping my fingers crossed, guys.
All right. Thank you, Gary.
Well, Gary, have a great weekend. Cheer hard for the blue, and keep that weather clear and blue yourself.
Go blue.
That's right. Thanks, Gary. We got to go to a break. We come back. We got, the president of the U of M Club of Ann Arbor coming on, but he's live in Southern California at the beach.
Oh.
I seen them legs. He needs hey, he better tan them bad boys up.
What happens when you spend too much time up north? You get them pasty legs. You get the very pale legs. Get some vitamin D on them bad boys.
Exactly. You're listening to the M Zone on the Big 1050. All right, I'm gonna try to fix this.
Clear on the radio.
I'm gonna try to fix this. I'll be right back.
All right. In the meantime, we'll just do one of these things, and we'll be right back here in a moment.
All right.
Miz, you hear me better?
I got you. Yep.
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah, it should be fine.
All right. I figured out the password.
As long as you figured whatever you need to figure out, that's all that matters.
Okay. Yeah. I was trying. So, hey,
we do what we can. That's about it.
yeah. Why you calling me? I'll work on that. Okay. I got to get that. I'm on it. Hey, let me call the Alumni Association. All right. All right. Bye. I know Big Sweet don't know nobody with a Michigan tailgate
out there.
Yeah.
You know who better be better to ask is Candace.
Yeah, Candace would know.
Yeah,
Siri, call Kansas.
She would know.
Nothing but teeth. Hey, you know who's doing a tailgate for Michigan in California? I'm looking for a tailgate. No, I'm looking for a tailgate. No, I'm not gonna be there. I'm in Ayer, Massachusetts, but I got some people over. In California. All right. Thank you. Bye. All right. I know she would know something.
Oh yeah.
Candace is gonna send them to the barbecue though.
Right.
She's gonna end up sending them to the barbecue.
BYOB.
Exactly. Hey, where your beer at? You ain't bring no beer, you ain't getting no food.
You know, I don't remember a lot of tailgating at college. See, for our games, no game, hardly any game.
Do they ever? That's what I was gonna say. Do they tailgate at the Coliseum?
I don't. If so, I'm unaware. I'm unaware. There ain't a lot of room to tailgate out there.
Right. You in the crunch right there.
Unless they do something on SC's campus or something, you know.
Oh, it's on the campus. It's on the campus.
Yeah.
What is this? Belichick pledged an NFL approach at the at UNC. Program insiders can call it a flawed.
Yeah, they're hard on him right now.
Well, you can't come in like he did. You can't come in like he did, Big Sweet.
That day don't work no more.
Right. You ain't.
He's done.
I feel bad for him.
Retire. Enjoy that young lady you got, and retire. And
yeah, you making money. I mean, just go do talks around the country and different things like that.
Right.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. I was wrong about hookahs.
Who?
The hookahs, the shoes.
Oh, you like
the shoes?
Yeah.
They are like butter. Oh my God, Big Sweet.
Okay.
Do yourself a favor. Get these shoes.
You know when my foot heals totally, I'm gonna have to find a. Right.
That's the shoe. That is the shoe, Big
I
brother.
had it on mute.
I'm telling you, that is the shoe. I'm almost ready to do a TV ad. I mean, do an ad right now for hookahs.
The next question for me is, do they come in my size? I got big foot. Big foot.
And they wide too. They wide.
Oh, good.
Oh, they good wide. Dude, for my shoe, hookahs are what to wear now. I'm telling you.
Okay. All right, hookahs.
Those are great shoes.
We got Kev on hold. And he can confirm that he is not currently feet deep in the water.
He sent me a picture, Biz.
He did. He told me that. He said he sent you the picture of him with the feet dipped in the water, but he's ready for a big alumni party that's happening over at one of the piers.
Oh, he got to tell me where it is.
So we're back in 5, 4, 3, 2.
This is the M Zone.
And welcome back to the M Zone. Jamie Morris. What you laughing at? Matt the Hitman Missler, the best guy, very best guy in the Bizzler. And you got
I've been told.
What?
What I've been told.
Exactly. And you got the center of attention, Larry Lee. Here I am trying to help your feet. And you gonna start picking. And joining us.
What are you going to do? You're in a complete other state. What are you going to do about it?
That's true. What am I going to do?
Right.
Speaking to somebody in another state, hey, Kevin Fitzsimon is in the
Golden
State of California, the state of California, and he's getting ready to go to he ain't skinny dipping, but he getting ready to go to a party. I know that. What's up, Kev? How you doing?
Hey, Jamie, are you in Mass right now as we speak?
I am in Massachusetts, if you can imagine that.
All right, we have a coast-to-coast call here today.
We got we're
I didn't even think about that. That's awesome.
We're representing the East Coast, the West Coast, and then we got two guys in the Midwest, but they're in two different completely spots right now. And we're just this show's spanning everywhere now.
Isn't technology marvelous?
It's a wonderful thing.
It is. No, it's beautiful out here. It's going to be a great day for football. We're right now on Santa Monica Beach. U of M Club of Los Angeles is hosting a pep rally later on. So
you at the pier? We're at
the beach right next to the pier.
All right,
Gary, and I'm rocking my Tigers hat as well as my Michigan garb, and hoping we can bring some good mojo for the Tigers to pull through Game 5 today.
Have you had a fat burger yet?
No, we had an In-N-Out burger, but fat burger is still on the menu, and we'll be sure to do that at your recommendation, Larry. But we've had a wonderful time out here. But I just want to get back because I know we got about 10 minutes to before Austin comes on. So I wanted to let you know that we had a great luncheon here this past Monday. Brian Jean-Marie was our coach speaker. And Brian is the linebackers coach and run game coordinator, defensive run game coordinator. He has got quite a stellar background in the coaching profession. 24 years. He's a veteran of coaching, 20 bowl games. He's an ace recruiter as well. So he was down in Tennessee prior to coming back to Michigan. He was with Michigan in 2020, but then he went to Tennessee, started raiding Michigan, and we're happy that Sharon was able to get him back. Their coaching careers intersected at Louisville when they were both with Charlie Strong, where Sharon was a graduate assistant at the time. And when Charlie Strong left to take Texas, Brian went with him, and then Sharon came up to Central Michigan prior to coming to Michigan eventually. But he sent 10 players through to the draft, including Cam McGrone and from Michigan to the Indianapolis Colts. He is a great personality. That's the thing about the M Club, is that when our coaches come in and speak, he said it was a nice break for him to interact with us and answer our questions, because he's been so laser focused on stopping this SC offense, which is a prevalent offense. And but he was very open about his experience so far as the defensive run game coordinator. He had a hand in moving Jayshawn Barham back up to edge, which was very generous. Great move, strategically, and because he's got guys like Cole Sullivan and Jimmy Rolder in that room, besides Ernest Hausman, they could do that, and it just makes us more an effective defense. And he says it's the team first. So he talked about that. In terms of a personal side, he did also talk about Ernest Hausman's background. I don't know if you guys know his backstory. He was adopted. He comes from Uganda. He was the youngest of, I believe, 23 children. Mm-hmm. And he's gone back, with NIL to help the people there, help the children there, and giving back to the community where he came from. So he says it's a really humble and grateful person, and these are the kinds of things that you hear that you normally don't hear about when you come to the U of M Club. You get these backstories, and even including Coach Jean-Marie himself. I have the honor of doing introductions, and I did have to add in his bio that he graduated from Appalachian State. And he joked that at the time he was coaching linebackers at Georgia Tech. This is before he went to Louisville. And on the same day, that same infamous day where we lost to App State, they had just kicked Notre Dame's Heine, I think 33-3 on the same day. And it was a big win for Georgia Tech. But he says after the game, his phone was just exploding, and he had no idea about what took place in Ann Arbor that day. But, he's just a great ambassador for Michigan football. I feel as we do with all our coaches, once they come in and once they answer all our questions, it's you feel like you've got kind of a backstage pass to the whole program, and in particular the types of players and the types of teammates that they coach each and every week. So this week we'll have another football coach come and join us, and we'll get those same stories again, which will occur on Mondays at Weber's Inn. It's available to everyone that's a Michigan fan. You don't have to be a Michigan grad to attend. And Mondays at 11 o'clock, the program gets underway. The football will come at about 11:15 and speak maybe a half hour, 40 minutes, answering every question that's posed by our members and guests. And then we hear from a second coach each and every week too. And this past week, our second coach was our chief of compliance, Elizabeth Heinrich. And as you can imagine, with the report finally handed down for the nonsense that was, I guess, Spygate, she had a lot of things to say about that. I can't go into detail there, obviously, but very open about the whole process from her side and what went on. We have a great team of attorneys. In fact, Elizabeth herself is an attorney. She's now associate athletic director and really did a great job, representing us throughout this whole process, which was very painful, she said. But I think the outcome in the end was great. You know, nothing was taken away, and going forward, nothing is stopping us from playing again in the playoffs. So that was a win for our representation, and you know, we're grateful for Elizabeth being on our staff, or being on our staff in Michigan, and then sharing her her knowledge and her information with us openly at the club. So these are the kind of conversations that take place routinely every Monday. And to join, just go to our website, which is uofmclubofanarbor.com. And right there on the first page, you'll see an application. And that direct link will take you to the application. You can fill that out. It's a digital application, and you can pay right there, either by Apple Pay or credit card. It's only $60. And that $60 covers you for the entire academic year, all the way through spring game. We will morph right into basketball in December. Dusty May is already scheduled to come and speak to us. We're excited about that. Brendan Dorado also will be speaking to us in December. We hear from all our coaches, and then that rolls right through until spring game, where we'll hear a breakdown of spring game. And your $60 goes towards scholarships. We endow a scholarship, as well as have scholarships set up for women's sports. In fact, one of the women's sports we have speaking to us as our second speaker this week is women's water polo. And that is one of the three sports that we fund. We selected the three most underfunded sports at Michigan, and decided to focus on those for some of our contributions. So Cassie Churnside is the head coach for women's water polo. She has a decorated background as well. Her first season as head coach at Michigan, she was 23-10 overall in the conference. Prior to that, she was at Harvard, where she coached actually both the men's and women's water polo team. And she herself is a decorated athlete. She won 2 NCAA crowns as a player when she was competing at Stanford. So, you know, all our coaches have the expectations of excellence, both in the classroom and on the field or in the pool. And we hear from each of them every week. And people come generally to hear primarily from the football coach, and during basketball coach. But it's very insightful to hear from all our other coaches. And it makes you beam with pride about being associated with the university, because we have so many excellent programs, so many excellent coaches. And the standards are unwavering. I mean, it's to perform on the field and also in the classroom, and make great citizens and great contributors to society after they leave the campus. So, you know, we invite your listeners to come and try us out as a guest. You can just simply show up, identify yourself as a guest. If you've heard from us via this program, mention WTKA. But we'd love to have you come out. Majority of people that do come out and try us out, they do join. You know, it's a great place to be. It's a lot of kindred spirits there. And with the specter of no media, you get a chance to ask questions without having anything put on ESPN or everything broadcast, because we have a rule. Whatever's said in that club stays in the club. So no questions are off the table. Just be respectful, and you'll get the answers. You won't have to scour the webpage or chat rooms to find these answers out. You can ask the coach directly and get a direct answer. So appreciate you guys always giving me time to talk about the club, talk about what happened last week and the upcoming week, and really fired up for this game tomorrow. I think there's going to be a lot of Michigan fans here. It's sold out. I'm here at the Santa Monica Pier because the U of M Club of LA is having a pep rally later this afternoon. So going to be a part of that. But a lot of the members in our club are out here. I'm going to be getting together with one of our board members, Larry Gatch, tomorrow, and his group. So I just can't wait. Coliseum's an iconic facility, and I'm hoping Michigan takes it over tomorrow.
So Kev, yeah, on the other coast, it's kind of winter. It's kind of wintry. It was cold. It was cold this morning, but it's warming up to 65. So hey, it's about regular here on the East Coast here in Ayer, Massachusetts.
Yeah. Well, I am looking forward to fall, but while we're out here, we're certainly going into summer. Because I'm going to get my bathing suit on. We're going to take some bikes and go along the beach, go down to Venice, and have some fun.
Have a great day, Kevin. Thank you very much for calling in, letting us know about what's going on the West Coast. That's right up our street, and we really appreciate that.
Enjoy, Kevin.
Well, and Jamie, congratulations again on the honor of your team being recognized, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend as well, and Ayer, and have some fond memories and storytelling with your old teammates.
I will. I'm gonna tell all the lies. I had 1,000 yards in every game.
All right, Larry. I'll hit that burger joint, and you guys be safe, and we'll talk next week.
Enjoy, Kev.
Thanks, Kevin. That's Kevin Fitzsimmons. He's having a good time. It sounds like he's in good mood. We got to keep that mood going, Biz. He's in a good mood.
I mean, there's no better way to be in a better mood. I mean, like I said, if the weather is beautiful out there, and like I said, I mean, I can, see on the screen right now because we're streaming on Facebook and YouTube for another hour or so before we get Coach's audio. But it looks like the weather ain't too bad up your neck of the woods. You said it was a little brisk out this morning.
It was a little brisk. That's all. Look. We being from Massachusetts, you got to be tough. The weather's going to change. It's not like Michigan where it changes every 5 minutes, but it's going to change, and it's going to change. It's going to get cold. Okay, it's going to get real cold.
Changes every 6.5 minutes out there.
Right, there you go.
Okay, I got it. No, because I mean, it's gonna be pretty good weather out this way. Back here in Ann Arbor, where people can, maybe have a little outdoor viewing party if they wanted to around town or whatnot before, for the Michigan USC game at 7:30. Or hey, maybe you light up the bonfire and you got the projector out or whatnot. Because I know my neighbors across the street were doing that the last roadie. If I'm not mistaken. Come back home and everyone going buck wild outside. I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing? We're watching the game. Oh, no.
We haven't gone through it yet, but I'm a snowbird. So in about 3 weeks, I will be broadcasting from the West Coast.
Oh my God! Yes. The birds are flying back. The birds. Yeah. You're instead of flying south, you flying west.
Well, this bird is driving west.
Yeah.
Ain't no flying. So we call him the road runner at this point.
The road runner,
straight on the ground, baby.
I drive cross country twice a year.
I still can't. I can't get that out of my head. You be driving.
I've been doing it since I went to UCLA. I've been going from Dayton, Ohio and Detroit to LA. It's my woosah, man. I drive, and this part of the country is tough, but man, once you get like Arizona and out there, Texas, Arizona, it's just beautiful, man. Scenery, man. I just drive and I think and I pray and I talk. It's beautiful, man. That's my woosah, man. That's my woosah.
Well, yes, look, I enjoy that you enjoy your woosah. That's you have your woosah.
Woosah.
I'm gonna do what I did: jump in that plane, take a nap, and wake up.
As long as you got something, to help you, carry you through those few hours or whatnot, that's all that matters.
That's it. Yeah.
I got to do that next week because I tell you I'm going out there. They asked me to be a presenter at this award show out there. So I'm only going out there for 2 days and I'll be right back. But the following 2 weeks after that, I'll be driving cross country. So I'll be doing the show from some parts unknown. I might be in Texas. I might be in Oklahoma. I might be in Arizona on the way out to Los Angeles, California.
That's just crazy. I get it. I want to see I want to see that pretty blue sky every time you get a chance to see it.
Yeah, that's all we want.
Somewhere.
We want, if it's going to be gray and gloomy out here, we want to make sure we see something, some nice clear blue skies. I got to say, I'm kind of glad Kevin brought up Kevin Dorado as far as a guest for the U of M Club of Ann Arbor, because they opened their season up last weekend with a blowout sweep over Mercyhurst. They got a big weekend starting tonight. They're up in not too far from you, actually, Jamie. They're going to be over in Providence, Rhode Island.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
For a weekend series, a top 10 matchup in the polls I had to take a
look. You don't usually see that.
Not really. And honestly, I had to take a look at the at like the full slate of college hockey schedule because I'll be honest, they're part of it. At some point during the Thursday night game, I just kind of got distracted. Like, it's Thursday night football. It's Eagles, Giants. The Giants are probably gonna get blown out. And of course, I was completely wrong by that.
Right.
I was too.
But Boston College and Minnesota are having a series up in the Twin Cities this weekend. And Michigan State hosts New Hampshire. They got upset actually last night up at Munn.
What?
So, and there are a lot of top 20 matchups in college hockey this weekend. I did not know that the slate was packed this early, but yeah, Michigan and Providence this weekend. Both games 7:00. Both games on our sister station on the up the dial, 1290 WLBY. And if you can't listen there, get the Varsity app. And you can listen to the game on the Varsity app as Al Randall had the call up in Providence, Rhode Island. Top 10 matchup.
That's going to be crazy. That's going to be crazy.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. We need to go to a break. When we come back, we got Austin Meek from The Athletic on the other side. You're listening to the M Zone on the Big 1050.
Where?
At 4:30, I get to take a nap.
It sounds like you better, man, because they're gonna wear you out up there. They're gonna have some fun, man.
They having too much fun. They went and got all the beer, everything. I said, y'all gonna be drinking that beer by yourself, but that's good. I'll drive.
Do you drink it all?
Nah, bro.
I don't need. I drink a beer a month.
I don't even touch that stuff, man. I don't need. I had my beer belly.
I drink a beer a month,
and that's good. I mean, hey, I didn't get I'm gonna get my exercise. I'm gonna be walking all over the place later on, so I'll do that. But I gotta call my nephew right now. So where the hell are you at? What's going on with the New York Giants? What just happened?
They looked good last night.
They did, but
I don't know.
They're getting investigated.
Besides beating the Eagles, and Eagles have got back-to-back losses, and I don't know how long.
It says, Jackson Dart got a concussion, and he's under the NFL. He's under the NFL.
James, or they go back to Russ.
Well, you see, last night they booed Russ. He went in the game.
I guess they go to famous James.
They booed everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, that don't surprise. That or you just hand the ball off to Cam Scattaboo and he breaks Jamie's record.
Wow. That's true. That's true.
That boy will literally run through a brick wall head first.
I'm just gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this. Buckle up, Scattaboo, because when they see you coming, they're gonna be waiting for your butt.
If Bobby Boucher, like if you could have a real life Bobby Boucher, that would be him. Cam Scattaboo is real life.
Yes,
he got blasted last night on one. Remember on the sidelines? One of those hits that dude took him out on
flips in the air.
Right? Yeah.
He just, like I said, the kid was playing that way even at ASU. Like I'm just like, man, you're gonna get yourself, long term, CTE stuff. You keep running that way, big dog.
I know they'll learn. They'll eventually learn how to.
Yeah, eventually, hopefully.
They're going. What's his name? Hayden is going through it. He's learning how to pace himself a little bit.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, let me go ahead and give Austin a ring-a-dang real quick.
Yeah.
Just call me when you need me, man.
All right, Jamie, we're back in about a little under a minute.
Okay, sorry. All right, man. Okay, had to shave, baby. Had to get the shave. Had to get that shave in. Yeah, I dry shaved that one.
They got a dry shave. Uh-oh.
This stream is brought to you by Baby Butt, Jamie Morris style.
Hey, man, I told you I ain't gonna look old.
Throw some alcohol on there. Throw some alcohol.
Today. I'm gonna find some. I gotta find some pads. Next break, I run down to the stove. And that's a long break. That's a long break with Blade.
Right. All right. Coming back here in 5, 4, 3, 2.
This is the M Zone.
And welcome back to the M Zone. Jamie Morris, Matt the Hitman Missler, best guy in the Bizzler, the best guy in the Bizzler. And you got the guy who can pull around and knock the hell out of somebody. That would be Big Sweetie himself. You ever seen Big Sweet play, Miz? Monday Night Football against the 85 Chicago Bears when he was on the Miami Dolphins, the only team that defeated them Dolphins in that season. I mean, need I say any more?
I saw a stat somewhere. They said that was the most watched Monday night game ever.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Right. Wow. No, yeah.
It was incredible. It was an incredible game. I still talk about it. I sent him all the ask him. I send it to him all the time.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, every time he sees a reference or a pickup out, he sends it to me. Yep.
I mean, it's got to be bigger numbers than what we're going to get this week, this Monday with Bills and Falcons, which I mean that could have some intrigue, but it's the other one that I'm like, yeah, this one's go ahead to click off on that one. The Bears and Commanders.
Yeah, I tell you what though. They were playing in the Orange Bowl back. We were playing in the Orange Bowl back then. Let me tell you, I have never, ever seen a stadium rock like it did that night. That stadium was on fire that night, man. I mean, it was crazy. It was shaking and girls flashing. It was just that night was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Down there, they just call that Monday.
Exactly.
We call it crazy up here, but it's Monday down in Miami.
Joining us, he's Austin Meeks from The Athletic. Austin, you're not making that trip to California IA, but I know that you'll be watching it and watching it closely. How you doing today?
Hey, Jamie, I'm good. Hey, you guys are on a roll. This is fun. I'm enjoying listening to this.
Was it the girls flashing part, or was it the 1985 Bears Dolphins game? What was it?
All of the above. Let's
okay.
Welcome to the M Zone Comedy Hour.
Exactly. Austin, this game is I call it a key game for Michigan because this game, it really sets the tone for the second half of this season and where Michigan's going. They're on the road. They got to prove that they can win on the road in a big game situation.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a guy at The Athletic who has a model that projects the college football playoff, and he's got a formula and he puts in every single game and updates the percentages based on every single game. And Michigan's odds weren't looking real good after the Oklahoma game, but they've just kept going up and up and up. And now, if you look at it right now, Michigan's right there on the edge. They've been in and out. They were number 11 for a little bit. I think they're down to number 13 now. Basically, if Michigan wins this game, it's going to be pretty hard to knock them out of that bracket until Ohio State, because there's just not a lot of teams on the schedule after USC that you would think ought to be able to beat Michigan. So I think this is the game. If Michigan wins this game, we're going to be talking about Michigan as a playoff contender, a playoff team for the rest of the regular season. They lose this game, and I think Michigan might slip off the radar a little bit, because they're not going to be playing as many big games. They're not going to be the team in prime time as much until Ohio State. So I do think this game really, it's going to determine a lot about the second half of the season.
Well, you keep a good track of this team, and have you seen this team improve? I know that a lot of people weren't happy with what transpired in the previous game, and against Wisconsin. I mean, but look, a victory is a victory. I don't care what anybody says. I'll take a pretty loss over I'll take an ugly loss over a pretty loss anytime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I hear you. When it was like 10-7 in the third quarter, I was starting to think like, this is not what I was expecting coming out of the bye week. The first half, after the first drive, really, offense didn't have a lot going on. Defense, played a lot better after the first drive by Wisconsin. But the way it ended up, I think you look at the box score, Michigan outgained Wisconsin by more than 200 yards, I believe, or close to 200 yards. Wisconsin offense really did nothing after that first drive until they had a field goal drive in the fourth quarter. But between that, I think they had like 8 punts and an interception. So I think the way it ended up, you can't be too picky about a Big Ten win against a team like Wisconsin that, they're not great. Their offense is not good. They had injuries at the quarterback position. Their defense is still pretty good. That's still a pretty solid defense that Michigan ran up almost 500 yards on. So I think there's some stuff we can nitpick in some ways that they could have won that game by more. But I don't, coming away from it, I don't think you're too disappointed to win a Big Ten game by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, people want Michigan to blow teams out, and they don't see that the other teams have good players too. That being said, Austin, this is probably the most talented team since Oklahoma. Michigan's playing, and they're going going out to California to play this game. Can you reflect on the difference between this? I mean, you were there at the Oklahoma game, but this one won't have as much gunshots in the air or different things like that. A lot of other than the USC band playing, but other than that, what else is when it comes to USC, they're going to try to overwhelm them offensively, right?
Yeah, I'd expect that. I expect USC's offense to come out firing. On their home field, they're going to have a sellout crowd there. I know there's a little back and forth this week with Sharon Moore, and Sharon Moore said it's a sellout because Michigan's coming, and Riley didn't really want to take the bait on that one. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of Michigan fans in that stadium, though. Probably a lot of Michigan fans in LA who have been waiting for this first Big Ten game out there to get a chance to watch their team. So I would expect a lot of Michigan fans in the stands, but it's still going to be, it's going to be a pro USC atmosphere. And yeah, I think that's Lincoln Riley's MO as a coach. He wants to throw the ball. He wants to throw the ball down the field. And that's been a very potent USC offense this year. I believe they're number 3 in the FBS in passing offense, averaging about 48 points a game. Haven't really played a very tough schedule so far. Illinois is really the only good team they've played so far, but certainly a team that's capable of scoring some points. I think Michigan's going to have to be ready to win a shootout. They'd like to keep this lower scoring, I'm sure, but they got to be prepared to score some points in this game.
When you look at this team, I mean, when you look at these two teams, they're both at a crossroad. I mean, USC was cruising down the road as better than Michigan at one time. They go into Illinois, and I didn't hear Lincoln Riley talk about, you know, the scheduling, having to have to go into Illinois and play as early as they did. But I mean, he did not complain. But it seemed like, you know, USC had their opportunities. They just couldn't manufacture it.
Yeah, I think with USC, you know, every year we're having the same conversation. Have they turned a corner? Is this a different USC team than what we saw last year? You know, remember last year when USC came to Michigan, people were talking about them as a playoff team. They beat LSU early in the season. People were like, you know, this USC team, they've turned a corner, and then Michigan won that game, really dominated that game up front, and USC just ended up being a kind of mediocre team in the Big Ten. It's kind of a similar point for USC right now. Is they look good against some lesser competition early in the season. They went to Illinois and played a top 25 team, and ended up giving up a lot of yards and a lot of points. And so I think we're gonna find out, is this just kind of same old USC, you know, a team that can't really stop anybody, or is this going to be a team that has a defense that can keep Michigan in check? We're going to find that out.
You know, the beauty about this thing for me is that these two caliber teams with all the great history and tradition are playing in a regular season game and not, you know, the Rose Bowl or something. And I just think the Big Ten now is just the de la creme conference now of college football. You agree with that?
Well, I'm sure there's some people down in SEC country, you know.
I know. Yeah.
That. But you know, I'm a Big Ten guy. If I have my druthers, I tend to put the Big Ten game on, and I think part of that is the fact, like you said, you know, the Big Ten, whatever you think about conference realignment and is it good or bad for college football, there's no doubt that expansion in the Big Ten has given us some really good games that we never got to see before. You know, I've seen Georgia, Alabama a million times. I've seen, you know, LSU, Florida, and Florida, Georgia, all those SEC games. There's not to say they're not fun. I like those games too. But there is something cool about seeing Michigan and USC playing during the regular season on a home field. There's something cool about seeing Oregon and Penn State play, and that was a really good game. We never got to see those games in the past. So, you know, I think that's a good thing. Whatever else, you know, conference realignment may be good or bad, I do think some of these really, you know, intriguing historic matchups, seeing more of them in the regular season is good for college football.
I agree.
Austin, not only just the Michigan USC, but also on the West Coast is you got Indiana taking on Oregon. So there's a lot of things happening on the West Coast of the Big Ten.
Yeah, and you know, this is what I wrote this week is with Penn State losing to UCLA last week.
Mm-hmm.
There's a wide open lane now for somebody to be that third team in the Big Ten there with Ohio State and Oregon.
Right.
And, you know, maybe that's Indiana. I mean, this is Indiana's chance tomorrow to show that, hey, put us right up there with Ohio State and Oregon. I mean, if Indiana goes into Oregon and wins that game, then, you know, it's Indiana and Ohio State at the top. You know, I would predict Oregon to win that game, but you know, Indiana's shown that they've got some fight. I think that'll be a really good game. Whatever happens, one of those teams is going to have a loss. One of the Big Ten's undefeated teams is going to have a loss by the time Michigan and USC kick off. So I just think there's a really, you know, there's an opening for the winner of the Michigan USC game to really say, hey, we're right there in that mix to compete for a spot in the conference championship game and to compete for a spot in the college football playoff. So, you know, I think there's, two games tomorrow on the West Coast that are going to have really big implications for this Big Ten race.
So it's the Big Ten Championship game still going to be in Indianapolis?
Move around.
Oh, yeah, I believe. Is that right? I believe it's back in Indianapolis.
Yeah, this year it's back in Indianapolis. But,
Okay.
I mean, I like the Big Ten championship being moved around. I think it'll be great. You could have it in Detroit. I mean, Detroit's got a dome.
Did I hear Vegas at one time too?
Vegas, yeah.
I thought I heard something about Vegas.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think that they've officially announced that, unless I missed it. But I know that's been a talking point, ever since the expansion with the West Coast schools. At some point, they're going to play that in Vegas, and I think that'd be a good, that's a great venue. It'd be something different. We've done Indianapolis. Nothing against that, but yeah, I think a Big Ten championship game in Vegas would be cool.
I do too.
Yeah, two guys that like Vegas.
Hey,
baby.
They don't call it Naptown for nothing. Well, it used to be Naptown, no longer Naptown anymore.
All I'm saying to you is, look, you could have it in Indianapolis, you can have it in Detroit, you could have it in Minneapolis. I mean, it could be there too. I don't know why, it's too much snow, but it is what it is. Austin, don't you think the Big Ten should be moving that championship game around? I mean, I guess you want to have a century located, but I mean, you move it around in those Big Ten towns.
I mean, that makes sense to me. I'm just looking at it now. It appears that the Big Ten is in Indianapolis through 2028 is what I'm seeing here.
Wow.
Yeah, they've got a good relationship with Indianapolis. I will say, they've got that thing down. I mean, I've covered the Big Ten championship game there several times, and they have the hotels. The facility is obviously great. Lucas Oil Stadium, NFL Stadium. But yeah, I mean, I think especially now that you've got this conference spread out coast to coast. It would make sense to move it around a little bit. Let some different fan bases, experience this game. The West Coast schools, if Oregon's in the Big Ten championship game again, they'd probably much rather go to Vegas than go all the way to Indianapolis. And basically be the road team. So why not?
You can only eat so much St. Elmo's.
That's the truth. Yeah. I've been there a few times, and it's good. That's enough.
It is. Whenever I'm in Indianapolis, I'm at I got to get a St. Elmo steak. That's just that's a tradition.
Yeah, the shrimp cocktail. I mean, that's that's classic. You got to go get the steak.
Wow, look, you two big spenders are really out there. I mean,
well, only when I'm on my travel.
Exactly.
On the tab. That's right.
As long as you're traveling, we can get that done.
Yeah.
Austin, you said something that was very it stuck to me. The Big Ten is looking for that number 3, number 4 team, and do you think it's possibly finding it maybe this week, next week, sometime like that with these games coming?
Well, that's why I think these 2 games on Saturday are so important, because Penn State basically left a void. Before the season, everybody said, Penn State, Big Ten favorite, national championship contender, and they have 2 losses right now, and they're going to need a lot of help to get in the playoff. And they had the formula, though, Austin. There was a formula out there. If you have a returning quarterback and a large percentage of your defense coming back, you're going to win a championship, or you're going to compete for a national championship. Michigan did it. Ohio State did it. And Penn State was set up to do it, but it was a fraud. It didn't. It just they just didn't do it.
Austin, I think I can answer that one for you. All you have to do is remember one intangible. James Franklin cannot win big or small games, apparently, at this point.
Oh, my God.
Hey, you calling UCLA a small game?
No. I'm just saying that James Franklin Because apparently,
I'm
all I'm saying is that James Franklin did not want to take his opponent serious. That's all, no matter what level. And how many times have we said this? Always take the next opponent as serious as your rival, no matter how big or small, how good or bad they are.
Gotcha. I'm just joking, man.
Well, that's the thing is, if you look at James Franklin at Penn State, the reason he's still at Penn State, the reason he's lasted as long there as he has, it's because he wins those games, or more accurately, he doesn't lose those games, right? Like, his record in big games and top 10 matchups is abysmal, but he's won all the other games. And so, Penn State always wins 8, 9, 10 games a year, and it's allowed him to stay there, as long as he's been there. Man, if you don't win that game in the year when you've got your whole team set up to make a run, that's tough. I mean, he's done some good things there. Sometimes I think, the criticism, the big game criticism is deserved. Although you look at a lot of coaches, their records aren't great in top 10 games, but yeah, that was a stunner for me, just because, that's the game Penn State doesn't lose under James Franklin, and they lost it this year with what was supposed to be their best team. It's supposed to be the team that was supposed to win him a championship.
Right.
Here they are with 2 losses. Crazy.
And now the Big Ten is looking for that third, fourth team that they're trying to get into the college football playoffs, right?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I think this is going to be a 4-bid conference. I think there's going to be 4 Big Ten teams in there. And so it's just a question of which 4. Indiana's in a pretty good spot right now. And Michigan's in a pretty good spot when you look at their schedule. Even though, Michigan hasn't played great, consistently, I wouldn't say in all 5 games they're 4-1. With the schedule, it's really going to set up well for them to try to be that third team if they win tomorrow night. Again,
you're listening to Austin Meeks from The Athletic, and Austin, what do you expect out of Bryce Underwood this game? It's a big game going into another big game situation. It's on national TV. People will be highlighting it. You won't get the gun shooting and everything like that. But what do you expect? Are you going to get are you expecting a more veteran quarterback, a guy who, obviously the receivers have got to catch the ball too, and I'm just going to go with that.
Yeah, the good news is coming out of last week. It really feels like Donovan McCulley is starting to emerge as the playmaking wide receiver that Bryce Underwood needs. And when you put McCulley and Andrew Marsh out there together, I mean, those are 2 guys who have shown that they can make plays. And Michigan needs that because, like you said, the receivers have been inconsistent this year. They've had too many drops. They haven't been able to get McCulley as involved as I think you'd like him to be. But he had his best game last week. And if there's a game when you're going to need to be able to throw the ball down the field and score quickly, it could be this game. I still think the recipe to beat USC, even though their defense statistically has been a little better this year, I still think the recipe to beat USC is to run the ball at them. And so I would expect Justice Haynes and Jordan Marshall to get a heavy workload in this game. But Michigan's going to have to throw it. There's going to be times when they're going to have to drop back and throw the ball. And I expect Bryce Underwood to rise to the occasion. I mean, I think he's the type of quarterback that lives for games like this. And I would expect him to be at his best in this game.
Austin, really appreciate you coming on, being a part of the M Zone. And, hey, wherever you're watching this game, enjoy yourself.
All right, man. Sounds good. I'll be out and about doing a little bit of reporting, but I'll make sure I'm set up in front of the TV for the Michigan game. So I look forward to talking to you guys next week.
He is Austin Meeks from The Athletic. We'll see you later, Austin. On the other side, we got Coach Blade coming on. I got to get ready for that. I got to get fired up, baby. Got to get fired up.
Did you see me smile a minute ago? You know why I was smiling?
Why?
Because you was talking about the shooting and everything. The shooting ain't gonna happen inside the stadium this weekend. It'll be outside the stadium. I had to say that. Okay,
my God.
You quiet. You wild for that one.
He is wild. You're listening to the M Zone on the Big 1050. That's funny.
It is South Central, you know.
I know.
I'm just joking.
I thought they calmed that down just a little bit, right?
They had, oh yeah, no, it's SC has done a beautiful job of rebuilding that area. It's nice. It's nice now. It's not Beverly Hills or Brentwood or Beverly, Bel Air, but it's nice.
All right, this one's going to be a short break, and I got to go run next door to give away some concert tickets.
Okay, bro. Go ahead.
All right.
Well, I'll do it when we get Blade on. So.
All right.
Blade.
It's Willie's kid.
Man, I remember him. He's been around a long time, man.
Mm-hmm. And now his son is now a musician traveling.
Oh, okay.
So we got tickets over on the country station. So be giving those away here in about a minute or so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Blade's on hold, and we're coming back here in a moment.
Okay.
There's that guy right there.
Look at him. Hey, what's going on?
All right, guys, we're back in 5, 4, 3, 2.
This is the M Zone.
And welcome back to the M Zone. Jamie Morris, Matt the Hitman Missler, best guy in the Bizzler, and you got the man, the myth, the legend, Larry Lee. That's Big Sweet if you want to talk about him. That being said, it's time for Coach Blade. What's going on, Blade? How you doing?
What's up, James? I'm doing well.
What's up, Coach?
I'm doing good, and thanks for letting me hear Jamie's voice. I know he's not there. He's back in Ayer, Massachusetts. Apparently, they're letting him back in. Going up to Ayer, Massachusetts, and bringing that guy to Ann Arbor, which is really one of the best things I ever did. But of course, he had a distinguished career in high school, and I guess they got a big reunion there. And he comes from a wonderful family, Master Sergeant Morris, and his mom was a wonderful lady, and then Joe Morris, his brother, of course, was a great player at Syracuse, and went on in the National Football League and played for the Giants. And then Jamie, of course, became our greatest ground gainer.
before that was eclipsed later on. But anyway, we wish him well up there. Miss him, but this is an exciting game. The mystique of USC still exists, but we should not confuse this. This is not the SC of John McKay, John Robinson, or Pete Carroll. It's led by Lincoln Riley, who is a great offensive coach and a quarterback coach. He has 5 guys in the National Football League, and he has a real good quarterback right now. But this is not an I formation, tailback view, really tough in a mouth team. It's much more balanced. Now they have, I believe, maybe as a group, the 4 best skill players in the country: the quarterback, the running back, and the 2 receivers. And they have some real good tight ends. Lemon, their receiver, Makai Lemon, is really special, really special. And I would think he and Smith, Jeremiah Smith, are going to be the first team all Big Ten receivers, unless our guy, Donovan McCulley, keeps on coming like he's coming. And he's playing great football, and he's a factor. Anyway, everything we want to accomplish is ahead of us. It's still there. All our goals are objective, and that's to win the Big Ten title. Now, when we look around the league real quick, there are only 4 teams left that are undefeated in the league. 9 teams have 1 loss. 5 teams have 2 losses, including Penn State. And Penn State traveled out to the West Coast, and they did not play well. And they got beat by an inspired UCLA team. So everybody talks about how difficult it is to travel to the West Coast. I know we went out there on Thursday. I think we can't even attend to that. We just say, hey, we're going to play football. Let's forget. I don't care where the hell we are, where we line up, what time zone we're going to play. And that has to be our mentality. But it has been difficult for college teams to go out and play well. By the same token, USC is coming off a bye week, and only 50% of the teams are winning off the bye week this year. And there's a tendency for some teams to come out stale and unmotivated, and without any momentum. So I think that's to our advantage. I don't like bye weeks. They are great because you can get healthy, but you lose your rhythm. So hopefully SC will be more impacted by the bye week than we are traveling to the West Coast. Now, we're going to find out real quick after this week. Hopefully there will only be 3 undefeated teams in the Big Ten. Indiana's going to play Oregon. Of course, we're undefeated 2-0. Ohio State's undefeated, along with Oregon, who I just mentioned, plays Indiana in Eugene, Oregon. And that's going to be tough on Indiana because that's a wonderful quarterback and a great team. Although I don't put anything past Coach Signetti. I'm not warm and fuzzy about his personality, but I got to give it to the guy. The guy can coach, and he's done a great job down there. So we've got some big games in the league, but none are bigger. And none are bigger probably, or more. There's probably no more interest in the country than the game between USC, one of the great programs in the history, and the greatest program in the history of college football, and the winningest program. And the winningest program, I repeat, in the history of college football by far, the University of Michigan. So now, one thing I think about when I look at this game is we got to control the ball. We have a great back, and I think the best back maybe in the country in Justice Haynes. He's had 5 100-yard games. He leads the league with a 7.7 average per carry. And we all know he can hit the home run. Our buddy Jordan Marshall is doing just as well. Not as well, but he is good in there. And he's a thick-legged guy, and he gets tough yards. And he's also broken some big ones. Fortunately, I think our wide receiver core now is established with McCauley and then Andrew Marsh, the young freshman, who is what they thought he was. They anticipated when they saw him in preseason practice that he'd be a Big Ten player, and he is. Along with our tight end Klein and Hogan, who have proven the ability to catch the ball and get open, particularly Klein in the beginning of the season before he hurt his ankle. So I think people had talked about the receiver core. I was never concerned about him, really. There is a bigger concern about the offensive line because last week they played against probably the biggest and strongest defensive line that they will face all year, and vice versa. Our defense played against the biggest and strongest offensive line we'll play all year. And in the first series, we all saw they didn't get off the blocks, but then they got that straightened out. And the same thing happened when we played against Oklahoma. We were hanging on the blocks. We got to hit these big guys and get off them. So when we look at the stats, they have a tremendous offensive team. They're scoring almost 50 points a game, and that's Lincoln Riley. We're rushing the ball. Let's look at the balance. Remember, the best teams are totally balanced. They can throw and pass, and they can keep the opponent off balance because they have the ability to do both successfully. Now, we're rushing the ball 58% of the time and throwing it 42%. We'd like it to be 55-45, and that's where we were in the national championship year, because we are a run-oriented team, and we're going to control the line of scrimmage. And that's how we're going to do it. Interestingly enough, although I talked about Lincoln Riley and his propensity for the forward pass, and he's a great passing and offensive mind, their coach, they're rushing the ball 53% of the time and throwing the ball 47% of the time. And I think that's on purpose. He's trying to be more balanced. And in the past, he has been more pass heavy. He's passed a higher percentage of the time. I think that we have to give them a bad play on first down and force them into being one-dimensional. We also got to keep their quarterback within the pocket. And we have to get pressure with 4 or 5. I remind people of the Super Bowl when the Eagles won the game, when they were able to really put pressure and disrupt Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes, with just a 4 or 5 man rush, and then a good quarterback performance from Hurt, and then that was the game. So we have to pressure this quarterback. But if we're forced to do it with extra men, and we let these two really gifted receivers play man-to-man and run across the field, that's going to be a problem for us. We cannot get in a shootout with SC. We cannot. Let me repeat this. We cannot get in a shootout with SC. That's their football. That's not our football. Our football is controlling the ball, controlling the line of scrimmage, getting to the ball on defense, making them go the long way, and creating situations where we know what they're going to do. And then we can, Coach Martindale, and he's a great coach. I think our two coordinators are really gifted, and I really feel Lindsay is starting to get a feel for things and get going. Now, I talked about yards per pass play, per pass attempt. We're 7.7. They're 11 yards pass play. You want to be over 8. That's good. 11 yards. Every time they throw the ball, it's first down. And that's what it comes out to. Total offense, we're at 438 yards total offense, and that's really good. That's well over last yards a game. This is a prolific offense, and it's going to be a great challenge to our defense. Now, I think that Barnum, we're going to rely a lot on Barnum, and no one can block him. I haven't seen a person block him yet. And we played against some great tacklers. Those guys at Wisconsin are big 6'8", 300-pound tackles. Block him more. And then when they have to chip or double team Barnum, then Moore gets home from the backside, from the other edge, and then TJ Guy comes in and plays and always makes a play when he comes in. So we're scoring 32 points a game, and that's really good. They're scoring 38.4. I talked about that. We've allowed 16.2, so that's coming down. So our defense is getting stingier, and we were really good against Wisconsin, of course, except for that first drive, and that woke us up a little bit, I think, when they just punched us in the mouth and they went right down the field. They're giving up 23 points. Now, USC has when they score all through the air, 12 touchdowns by the air. We want to score 3 touchdowns. We're going to rush the ball, and we're going to score, and we're going to get inside the 10, and then we're going to run the ball in. That's how we do it with our fine running backs and our quarterback. We have to use our quarterback, particularly inside the run zone, rushing the ball. His ability to run, we have to take advantage of it. I'm telling you, that's a big stress on the defense. So we've allowed our opponents 77 yards rushing. We've got to shut down that, force them into passing situations every time, and then sort of mix the coverages up and play great defensive back play is going to be required in this game, and open field tackling. I'm telling you, this Lemon kid is a really spectacular player, and he's going to be difficult. We cannot let him have the ball in the open field, and we've got to be sure in our open field tackling. We've got to use good angles. Turnover differential, we're better than they are, but they're good. They're a plus 0.8. We're 1.2, and that's really good. And we're 15th in the country. So we want to win the turnover battle. That's critical when you're playing a team this gifted. We can't turn the ball over to them because they'll turn it into a score. I would say, and some of it's dictated by where you turn the ball over. But I always say each turnover, you can count on 7 points, being 7 points. Now we've recovered, 2 fumbles and then 7 interceptions, and that's good. And Cole Sullivan, that wonderful young linebacker, athletic linebacker we have, has 2. And that's really big for a young linebacker like that. And he's good, man. He gets to the ball. One thing we're going to have to do is close on these guys. I thought in the past, maybe when we played a team like SC back in the old days, they might have had more overall team speed. I don't believe that now. I think we're as fast as anybody. But that speed and ability has to express itself within the context of our offense and defense. So we got to close on the ball defensively, get to the ball, everybody to the ball. And then by the same token, we got to make big plays and use our speed and ability on offense. Now, kicking, we're doing a lot better. I always preach about the punt. Coach Schembecker always taught us the most important play in football is the punt. It dictates field position. A block punt is devastating, and a big return can be equally as devastating. And all of a sudden, we're at 39.5 average net punt, which is really good. That's the punt after the return. They're at 43.2, so they've been excellent. We're 8 for 11 on the field goal. I think we're having a little problem sometimes in there with the snap and the hold. And now the Zavada's got to give us points when we have a chance to get points in a game like this. We've got to get points. Every time we have a chance for points, we've got to score points, and we've got to count on him, and he can do it. He's the greatest field goal kicker in the country. I don't care if he's missed 3. He's kicked the 56-yarder. They're 8 for 9 on their field goal, so they've been really good. But their long is 49. Third down efficiency, offensively, 42% of the time on third down, we're going to get a first down. Now listen to this statistic. 56% of the time on a third down situation, SC has converted offensively. That's a challenge right there. If we can hold them down under 40 on third down conversions, the most important down in football, that'll be to our great benefit. Now defensively, the defense is doing a great job on third down. We want to push it down as close to 30%, 1/3 of the time, they allow the offense to be successful, but they've been successful 35.6% on third down, other offenses against our defense. Their defense has not been as good. And if we match up units where we do have an advantage, I believe our defense is better than their defense. I really do. And so their defense is giving up a successful third down to their opponent's conversion 40% of the time. Our quarterback, who's evolving and getting better all the time. Somebody asked me, what do you think his greatest strength is, his legs or his feet? I said, neither. His greatest strength is what's between his ears. He is a bright, talented guy, self-correcting, who has a great football mind and the ability to process defenses. It's unbelievable maturity he shows to me. His composure, and his poise is a young player in his competitive nature. The best thing about him, along with great physical attributes, is how that kid approaches the game. And their guys lights out. He's completing 70% of his passes. And there represents the challenge I talked about. Shutting down their offense, and our offense controlling the ball. We always talk about the seniors having their greatest year of football. And I believe that our guys are doing that. It's so good to have our safety back. He played 15 snaps, and I'm telling you, he's a great tackler, and he knows what he's doing back there. He gets us in the right coverages. So the safety, in a real way, runs it, makes all the calls back there. And so it's good to have him back after a devastating knee injury, and he looks good out there. And if he can return where he was 2 years ago, the level of play, boy, that's going to help us significantly. Because he can be the best safety in college football, because he was. The kid at Ohio State's a great safety, but he can do that. So we got to stick together as a team. I think coaching is going to be really important in this game. And I told you, I think we have really good coaches all across the board. I love our running back coach, Tony Elford, I think his name is. And I like our coaches. Our coach Bellamy, of course, on Parsonsville, he's one of our guys. Coach Newsom, the line coach, is one of our guys. I think it's Coach Rodriguez, defensive line. He did a wonderful time last year. And the defensive line's coming on. Now, we got to count on them to stuff people this week and play like Mason Grant and play like Grant. Play on that level. Because those two guys, I don't know, boy, that's something to aspire to be as good as those two guys were. And I've talked about that at length. But I think coaching, the adjustments on the sideline, the way we call plays offensively, and what Wink does to disrupt and put pressure on this quarterback and not allow them to have sustained drives, and/or big plays is what they specialize in. That's going to be critical. That's going to be important. And, Martindale knows what he's doing. He's a great coach. I think Sharon relied on him to get advice how to move to the West, how to go play the West Coast, because, of course, the NFL teams do this on a regular basis. So they went out on Thursday. I don't think Jim was around, but I think they practiced at SoFi, if I'm incorrect, and used a Chargers facility. It's going to be a sold-out game out there. A lot, and Sharon said, I'm going to tell you the reason it's sold out. People are coming to see Michigan. Michigan is coming to town, and there'll be a lot of Michigan people there. There are a ton of Michigan people out in LA, and they'll be there to root on, and it's going to be now kicking. Speak about that. But the kick coverage is going to be critical. It's going to be a critical. That kid Lemon, I'm telling you, this kid is really special, and I'm raving about him because he is really good. I mean, really good. So we've got to cover. Now, some people say kick the ball out. Don't punt to him. Kick the ball out of bounds. When you do that, I've seen when teams try to do that to get 20-yard punts because it's hard to angle that ball out of bounds. You certainly have to kick away from him. And sometimes when you try to kick it out of bounds, you end up letting the guy get it, but he ends up being right in the return, right down the sideline, and gets a positive yards on a return. So we got to make him. We got to try to kick it over his head or kick away from him, and then we got to cover on that kid. And then by the same token, if Samad Morgan or Marsh, if those guys can give us a good return, that'll really help. And that helps dictate field position. I've talked, so much about that. We have 15 sacks this year, and remarkably, and this is a big total, 35 tackles for loss. So I talked about no big plays on first down. Certainly not. I don't want to give them 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3, where they can throw on 2nd down with impunity. I want to make them give them a bad play on first down, and then we know they're going to have to throw the ball, and then we can defend them accordingly. Let's force them to do what they in fact do well, but to be one-dimensional. I think the keys for this whole thing are going to be, I'll say it again, repeat it again, bad plays on first down for them. By the same token, we want to get positive yardage. Now, El Hattie is back at the left guard, and our left guard struggled last game against Wisconsin, along with the right tackle. Coach Moore talked about correcting it. He said everything that happened was correctable. They didn't have good hand placement, and they didn't move their feet correctly, and they didn't use their eyes blocking. It's funny, I always preach about how you catch the ball with your eyes. Same thing is true. You got to move your eyes and see that guy where he's going, and not allow an inside goal. You got to force him upfield and move your feet and protect the quarterback. Team speed is important, so we got to play fast. We got to play fast and faster than SC. Tackle, wrap. Make really good choices. Quarterback, make good choices. First thing, 50% of what happens with a quarterback happens before the ball. He's got to get us in the right play. It's a mathematical equation. We want to run where we have numerical superiority. And you saw last week, Salone did some things. We went back to the old unbalanced line. We moved the tight end over. You see us how we create a running numerical superiority, how we shift guys before the line of before the ball snap. We got to do that correctly. We're getting better on our RPO too, and Bryce is making better choices, handing off when he should, and pulling the ball out and passing when he should. I just think it's going to be a wonderful game out there. I'm really excited about it. I mean, I love SC and that mystique. I love Michigan more than anything in the world, as everybody knows. Somebody introduced me as a former Wolverine, and I said, I'm not a former Wolverine. I'm always a Wolverine. That's never going to change. When they throw the dirt on me and put me in the box, that ain't going to change. So I'm excited about the opportunity. Everything we want to accomplish, all our goals and objectives, even though we had that hiccup down there in Oklahoma, and everything's ahead of us. All our goals, all our objectives, everything we want to do, and we have a team that's evolving. We have a team. I don't know what the sense is of you guys, and you guys can comment on this, or the fans. I think we're getting better. Now, we won. That wasn't beautiful last week, but we won, baby. So it's Al Davis. Just win, baby. Just win. And we're getting better. And these kids have confidence. So, you and Yo said, the morale is to the physical. It's 4-1. Your mental approach is everything. And I believe our coaches have instilled a great culture, and we have a great mentality. We have the Michigan mentality. We're not going out there to lose to anybody. We don't give a damn about the Coliseum or USC. We're going out there to win. So we got to control the line of scrimmage, get after them right away. It's got to be our pace, not theirs. They're not allow them to throw the ball over and play loose. We got to force them to play our football, control the ball possession. If they don't have the ball, they can't score. So we're going to go out there, beat Michigan. We got to win. We're marching to the Big Ten title. This is a critical barrier to our success. We got to beat them. We want to stay undefeated in the league and keep marching, and we're doing it. I'm excited about it. Go Blue. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Blaine.
Right.
Appreciate that. Really appreciate that. You feeling it, ain't you?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Got you going, don't he?
Fueled up, get you gassed up and everything on a Friday, man.
Hey, that's what he does. He gets you ready.
And we got 26 and a half hours before boot meets leather at the very least. I mean, I don't think you've heard the official kickoff time. I'd have to double check with Alejandro. Alejandro seems to be the man about town when it comes to a lot of this stuff. He seems to know the official time of kickoff. But I don't see official time of kickoff yet. But I mean, assuming that 26 and a half hours from now, we're going to have questionably one of the biggest games that we've seen in a regular season that we haven't had in a regular season in a while. A trip to Southern California during the regular season. That's a rarity. I haven't seen that in, I don't know, at least not in my lifetime. So this is a big one. This is a big one.
It is.
That's what I'm saying. I'm loving the pageantry of this type of game during the season. It's just wonderful.
Michigan's played in the Coliseum, but they didn't play USC in the Coliseum. They played UCLA.
This guy's squad right here.
Exactly. So
and his squad could potentially be looking at 2 in a row because they got East Lansing tomorrow afternoon for a noon kickoff.
Yeah, Larry got to get up there.
Are you heading up there, by the way, Larry, for that one?
Yeah, later on this evening.
Okay. So he's heading right on up the road, and he's ready to start his own tailgate. Show what UCLA tailgate is all about.
Yes, sir.
Be careful. Don't get that gangrene. Don't get that gangrene going up there, man.
well, that and be careful up there because as Jamie would say, you better have your slicker because
you gotta get your slicker.
It's gonna be a little bit. It's from what it sounds like, it could be a little bit of rain tomorrow up there in what our friend Ken from Lansing would say, East Land, or as Philly E would say, East Landfill. So it could be a little bit of showers up neck of the woods. So have a slicker ready to go just in case.
The slicker.
Stormy weather.
I know. The slicker.
Well, it's about that time. I got to get ready to go over to the football field here in Ayer, and we're going to visit with the players and have talk to them. I mean, good God, we're 43 years ago from our championship.
Wow.
Our championship. So, of the 75 guys that were on the football team, we'll have 15 guys back. We had some guys out. We have some guys that were not coming back because of cancer and different things like that. But we just can't find the other ones. So we're gonna try. Hey, we're gonna have if there's a party, there's gonna be a big party. You know that.
Well, enjoy, man. Well deserved, and enjoy going home. And there's no place like home. There's no place like home.
For the rest of the show, you got the Ms. Man and you got Big Sweet, and they'll take you all the way home. You guys will be listening to some of Sharon Moore this week, and we had some of the other coaches that talked this week. So
Louis Esposito, So Louis. So when we come back from the top of the hour break, we'll hear what Sharon had to say back on Monday. Get everyone ready and riled up for the game tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow night, and then we'll also hear from position coaches Lou Esposito and Tony Alford leading up to this big game down in Southern California. So, Jamie, I'll let you sign us off. Take us to break.
You're listening to the M Zone on the Big 1050. Now try that.
The big. I gotta save it. I gotta save it.
Okay, there.
Enjoy, brother.
Yeah,
I'll see you guys later. Thank you.
Absolutely. And for those that are watching on stream, unfortunately, we can't air the audio on stream, so we have to part ways on the stream. If you want to hear the audio, you have to listen to us on the radio, 1050 a.m. and of course the big1050.com. So Larry, talk to you here in a moment, my friend. Okay.
Yes, sir.
In the meantime, everyone, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the game on Saturday, and go Blue.